The Chicago Sky are hosting the Atlanta Dream today, and this will be their first game without Elizabeth Williams, who has been ruled out for the remainder of the season. Me and Steve are going to talk about it all and more, break everything down right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central. Haize and Stevo in the building today. Stevo, I know I'm gonna. We had a emergency episode. I know you weren't on it, but I'll turn it over to you for a second to just talk about the fact that we are going to be without Elizabeth Williams for the remainder of the season. How you feeling?
That ain't good news. It's not good news at all. She was Mrs. Consistent. She was our probably most consistent player when it comes to offense and defense. She was our veteran. She was just like everything we hold to the core of everything. She was the core reason of it. And it's a blow. It's gonna be a big blow. But hey, people gotta step up. Everybody that's been clamoring about these rookies, he just came out of nowhere. But he just every time they talk about these rookies, how they gonna get the ball, they're gonna get it now. So I hope they ready for it. But like it's gonna be a tough blow. That defense got to be even more sharp now. That perimeter defense got to be even more sharp now. They got to talk way more because you got one less person that's gonna talk. That was one of the main reasons why y'all kept talking. So it's gonna be a blow, and I won't be surprised if we lose a lot of games down the stretch.
Yeah, Elizabeth Williams, and I said this on the breaking news episode, is that it doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. Even if you do look at her stat sheet, you'll see like she's averaging almost 2 steals, almost 2 blocks, over assists, like 7, 8 rebounds, 10 points. Like she's an important part of the Chicago Sky's defense, but more importantly, she's a veteran, and that communication aspect is something that is going to be missing. And so it sucks when it comes down to it that we're going to be missing her. But if we were prepared to weather the storm of any position long term, it is the center and the power forward position. We got Camilla, who's still on a minutes restriction. Reportedly, she's going to be starting. We got Angel Reese. We got Izzy Harrison. Brianna Turner is going to be able to step up off the bench as well, hopefully. So we're in a position to be able to weather it. I notice I said weather the storm, not exactly replace. Nobody. I don't even care. Camilla's going to be really good, but nobody replaces all the things that Elizabeth Williams brings as a veteran on top of that. So, but we'll see how the Sky are able to do, how they're able to overcome it. This is game one. I feel a lot more comfortable about it once Camilla is off the minutes restriction, but we'll get there when we get there. As far as this game, though, Steve, what you looking at in this game, man?
Of course, just to tab in, I'm glad that Izzy's starting to show that she's coming back into form, like especially getting hit with this news. Like it gives you a little bit of comfort to show you that the depth that you did have is showing itself to be more valuable than you realized. But in today's game, hey, this is not going to be an easy task. It's not going to be an easy task at all. I'm trying to double check because I went into a whole process of how we was going to go into last game, and I didn't even know 2 of their main starters was out. So are they going to be missing anybody that you know for a fact?
The Atlanta Dream, when I checked the injury report back before I did the breaking news episode, they only had 1 player on the injury report. So I don't know if that's changed since then. I can take a look real quick.
But yeah, if it's as stands as what we've been seeing with the Atlanta Dream, they got a lot of length and they got a lot of big guards and they got a lot of talent on this team. As y'all know, they got Cheyenne Parker, who's a former player here who's held it down at the center position for that team for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about sharpness. It's been about sharpness the last few games. Like we can't have those games where we always got to climb back into the game. Like we came on the scene with this team punching people in their mouth and they have to respond. Now the last 3 to 4 games I've been seeing, there's too many times where we're the ones getting punched and we're struggling to fight our way back into the games. And even with that last game, like I'm still not happy how we handle it, especially with a team that we going to get. This is a way better team that we're going up against. It's going to be physical. They got dogs. They got a lot of people we got to worry about today. Of course, we're going to get that into the people more in the next segment, but it's gonna be a tough one today, and we going up against a real team. They've been together for a while now. They're going to be starting to make strides to this team now. So yeah, I hope they got their big girl draws on because it's gonna be a battle.
That's for sure. Jordan Canada is the only player listed on the Atlanta Dreams injury report, so take that for what you will. But this is
Yeah,
this
she
is
been
a
out. Yeah.
yeah, this is a team that's 4-4 on the season so far. But this is a team that plays tough. And one thing that you will learn as you people watch the WNBA more, two players that you don't want to typically count out or count against in any game because they can always step up and bust you in the face is Reinhardt. Howard and Alicia Gray. Like, you don't want to bet against those guys. On top of them having Tina Charles on this team as well.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a quiet few. Like, to be honest, it's probably the best team they had in a minute now. It's quite a few people you got to look at. Like, thank God Canada hasn't returned yet right now. But you got to look up for Haley Jones, who's steady improving. You got to look at for Area Powers, who's probably gonna be. She's almost like the Kenny Carter of their team. Like, she is a certified bucket. You got to watch her. If you get her coming off the bench, they win games, but she's on it. So you got to watch out for her. Like you said, Tia Charles, Nia Coffin and stuff. And Crystal Dangerfield is a nice guard that people don't pay attention as well. So they revamped this team pretty nicely. So I'm kind of shocked. I'm not that shocked that they're 4-4 because, like you said, they still getting used to each other. Like it's like 4 to 5 new players on this team that's fairly new to Atlanta. So there's a long team we going up against. So defensively, it's going to be a hassle. So I wonder how we're going to respond with the offense today.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to hit our shots, as has always been the case for us at the Chicago Sky. Like, they are gonna have to find offense, and hopefully, Marina Mabry plays much.
Who let the dogs out? Oof, oof, oof.
Hopefully, Marina Mabry plays much better in this game. And Kennedy, listen, Kennedy is spark plug off the bench. She's in that perfect role to be able to do that. And she's like I've said before, she's playing with a level of confidence right now that is just, it's crazy to see because she knows she can take any player off the dribble and get to the rim and either finish or get to the free throw line.
Yep.
And that's the confidence you want to see her playing with. Diamond has to step it up. Like, now it's going to be even more important now than ever that the Chicago Sky take efficient shots and hit those shots efficiently, because with missing Elizabeth Williams and what she's able to do with providing spacing, the pick and roll that she is, and how hard of those picks she sets, it's going to be definitely missed even on the offensive side. What Elizabeth Williams does on offense, even for when she's not scoring, is hard to replace. And so we're going to really need to see the Sky play a really efficient offensive game to overcome that loss that they're having in Elizabeth Williams.
Yeah. It's very important. I mean, that's the worry. That's some of the reasons I worried about. Like, it's going to be a blow because, like I said, there's a lot of times when the offense is stagnant and she's the one that you can force it down there. She'll find a way to get to the bucket, whether it's a jump shot, whether it's a hook, whether it's just getting to the lane, period. And then she's the one to provide that. So, and I don't know. Like, I talked about it really on the live. I don't know why we're setting up so many shots with Diamond as a shooter. Like, she's not really always been a shooter like that. She's been known to be able to get to the rim, play defense, and be one of the most athletic guards to the rim. I need Teaspoon to play more to her strength, because to me, I'm not understanding why it's too many times where we're setting up off-screen, off-ball shots for her, and I'm like, that's not her game, especially when her shot is not going right now. So if she just gets to the lane more, because we always seen her best results is when she gets to the lane. So I hope Teaspoon is starting to notice that.
Yeah. I mean, and I think sometimes we forget too, like, while Teaspoon brings the accountability, she brings the fire and all that as a head coach that you want, the X's and O's aspect of it, so sometimes it takes coaches a while to get that worked out the way, especially for somebody who's a former point guard who's kind of just used to players playing the way that they need to be playing. This is a Sky team that is still trying to find balance, and we haven't always played to our strengths the best way, and I think that's been evident. And so as those things grow and this team kind of learns each other better, and Teaspoon kind of learns how to better do those X's and O's, and in that X's and O's battle back and forth with other coaches, we'll be a much better offensive team. But we need some shooting badly, and we got to hit our shots. Like, we can't have the game again where we're shooting 32% as a team. that I don't care how good your defense is. If you're shooting 32% overall as a team, there are only so many games you're going to be able to win.
It's
Period.
gonna be a long night, especially when that team across from you is making those shots. Like
Yeah.
at some point, you got to stop just taking them if you ain't making them. And there was too many times I was like, if you gonna shoot that, you better make it. And I'm talking about Marina, I'm talking about Dana. There's so many times where they're just taking a shot that I don't know about, and it's like we are already struggling. So if you gonna make, you better. If you gonna take it, you better make it. We're not making it. I don't know. I've seen y'all getting shots up. I don't know what the hell it's doing, but y'all need to do something else because we need to start making some shots for real. Like, and that's because the reason I'm saying that is because now we're starting to become one dimensional on offense. Like it's very easy to guard us because we can't we at this point until we see it furtherwise, we can't rely on this team that they're gonna know to constantly move without the ball. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but we can't rely on that. And especially if we're not gonna have Kenny, especially if Kenny not gonna be in that starting rotation, there's probably no guard on this team that can get through the paint at will. Like we have to set it up. So I hope she start figuring it out. I hope as a team we figure out and do what's best.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said before, when you're a team, especially when you don't get the 3-point shots that the other teams around the league are getting, you gotta go to what basketball is the bread and butter. Pick and roll, a pick and roll offense, a solid pick and roll offense can overcome a lot. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the thing that all of a sudden makes you the most efficient team in the league or anything like that, but it can help you. It can help you get more efficient shots, right? And that's the key thing that the Sky are looking for is to get those more efficient shots. And so the fact that we just don't run as much half-court offense is what we really need to, considering where we are offensively. We need to find a way to get to that. And until we do, the offense is always going to be a struggle. We're bottom of the league at 3-point attempts. We're only attempting 15 3-pointers per game, which is the lowest in the league. The most in the league is 29. So that's a 14, almost double what we're taking, right? So we aren't and I don't want us to be that team all of a sudden that's just jacking up threes to be threes. We don't have the efficient 3-point shooter. So I don't want us to all of a sudden start just taking 23 pointers per game just to say that we're taking them. But you got to be efficient in the offense that you're getting. And so because you have guards and wings that like to get downhill, pick and roll helps that. Now, pick and pop would help it more. That's where Isabel Harrison comes in because as a pick and pop player, Isabel Harrison can be extremely dangerous. That can keep the defense on their feet. And that's something like Izzy, of course, that she played her best game last game. She's coming back into being healthy. We need to really see that grow as well for this team for us to really get the most out of this offense than what we get. But see, what we asked a question on the mailbag episode. I want to throw to you on this. Do you see the Sky maybe making a trade by the trade deadline to get more shooting? We got that voicemail. I kind of said, I just don't see the Sky giving up the assets needed to get a 3-point shooter. They're really protective of their assets right now. What do you think, Steve?
Not really. I don't see us really being that interested due to the fact that you kind of in that situation, it has to be the perfect marriage of want like availability, like who people want and what we're willing to give up. And I just think on both sides, we're not really willing to give up anybody, nor is anybody very interested into anybody. Because like the only people realistically they're going to be interested in is everybody. Like if you sit here and try to say Kennedy, we ain't talking to you. It's not even a talk. We're not talking to you. Like that's the end of the conversation. So like I just see us, if anything, Brenna's probably our best bet is bringing her back onto contract. If besides that, I don't see us making any type of trades.
Yeah, I agree with you because most of anything that really is going to have, or any player that's really going to have value out of the trade market, you can see the Sky being invested in those players and wanting to keep those players around. Like you said, Kennedy, no, we'd be crazy to give up Kennedy Carter right now. Marina Mabry, I don't see the Sky giving up. It's still her leading scorer. Yeah, she's having a downtime, but still a leading scorer.
Now, let me stop you because Double R just piqued my. If we go get Fair, and I'm just saying, I understand what we try to do with this starting lineup, and I understand like your resentment with Kennedy, but it's just it's clear that we're not the same team when she's not on the floor. And if we don't, besides Kennedy, Kennedy cannot be the only guard that can threaten, like actually threaten the defense to make us make them game plan. Because besides that, it's easy to game plan Marina when she's not going. Because if she's going, that's going to open up everything around her. But if she can't get through anything between the plane, we're not moving. That's a problem. So my thing with Fair is not only can she get to the lane, she can stretch the floor as well. And she's not going to be as timid as like a Dana Evans. So it's like what I'm seeing right now, I don't know, especially with the guards. I don't know how we get out of that unless we add something to it. Now that I'm just saying that just piqued my curiosity.
That's a great thing, especially as a 3-point shooter. Because if I'm not mistaken, Daisha Fair is like she's like almost a 40% 3-point shooter in college. So you expect that to be able to translate pretty well. I'll tell you what, I don't hate it. Now, to me, I think that they got to first make sure that this forward rotation with missing Elizabeth Williams is going to be, whether we won't know that for sure. It's a Camilla's fully off the minutes restriction. But once Camilla Cardoso is off the minutes restriction, and let's say if it came down to you cutting Kaiser to bring in Fair, there's no question about it. You do it, to me.
Yeah.
You're small at that point. You're going to be playing smaller, but
it's the aggression. That I need. It's the difference is with Kaiser, she needs an open shot. Can she knock it down? Yes. Daish, she gonna go for it regardless. She gonna find the shot. Versus, like, that's the thing that's my main problem. Like, if we're gonna keep this core guards, either Dana, somebody between Dana and really it's Dana. Dana gotta choose to. You need to know when to score. You need to pick and choose when it's time to be aggressive, because if you don't, you make us a one-dimensional team. You make us very easy to guard when you're just standing out there. You know they're not moving. So when Kennedy don't see no movement, Kennedy like, all right, and I'm going to the lane. And then when that happens, when she's on the floor, they can't build that wall no more. And that's my only thing.
Let me ask you this question. And this is, again, we're talking pie in the sky right now. So I'm not trying to act like I've had the time to be the most insightful on this. If Daisha Fair, if we were to sign Daisha Fair and she ends up working out, would she theoretically make Dana Evans expendable?
Yes. Because they're around the same size.
Yeah.
I was about to say they're around the same size. She's younger. And like, don't get me wrong, I understand. We you know how we feel about Dana. We know the potential Dana has, but it's about results. And right now we ain't getting the results, and it maybe not getting the results as fast as we should, or we are expecting, or we should be. But I'm just saying, if we look at compare the two players, like you can make a real good argument to go for Fair. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, she's the third leading scorer in NCAA history, bro. Like
at 5'6".
I mean, Double R just literally blew my mind because I have not.
I didn't even think about it. When I saw that, I was like, "Now I would that's something we can work with. I could see that. I can see that, and the coaching, it makes sense." It makes sense. The attitude, it makes sense.
Now I'm mad this hasn't happened yet. Why is Kaiser still on this roster? Like, go out.
Hey, bro. Like,
because listen, this is the way that I look at it. Like, all jokes aside, more than likely the Sky are going to get a provisional roster spot because of the injury to Elizabeth Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you cut Kaiser now and go ahead and bring in Fair, and then when you get that provisional roster spot, if Brenna's healthy, if you have Daisha Fair and Brenna Maxwell as shooters coming off your bench, that fixes your 3-point shooting theoretically right there. Like,
immediately. And it is fucked up because we know how cool Kaiser is with Angel and the crew is fucked up, but I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, if they're best friends, they'll still be best friends. I'm sorry, but Kaiser's played one game and she didn't look all that great in one game.
I was just about to say, Dana's best friend was on the Sky. We waved her before the season started. They still cool.
Yeah,
She was at the game last game.
Yeah, they'll still hang out. Their friendship ain't gonna be affected. Like, I'm not here for friendship. I'm here for winning games.
Oh, folks, it's that simple.
Man, shout out to Double R on that one. We may have to that may. I know we're gonna try to record a full episode tomorrow on Sunday. That may be the opening topic on that. We give us some time to think about that a little bit more. That's crazy.
Bro, thanks for the alley oop.
Yeah, that's all right.
I really did think about that.
With that said, to get back on it, man, how are you?
Wow.
Who's the key for the Chicago Sky in this game for you tonight?
Marina gotta be Marina today. Marina has to be Marina today. Like, we can't. I don't know what's been going on. Like, to me, it's kind of like she's been in the fallback. Like, she's starting to realize what's what. Like, letting it go. Like, she's seeing who has the ball. Like, she's been seeing Kennedy kind of have the fire go. So she's not gonna put it out, and she just shooting when needs be. But I need her to come out the gate like, yeah, it's gonna be one of those games. Because we need our best player to be our best player today. Because I don't know if we're gonna win this game if we just get a measly 15, 16 points from her. So I'm gonna say it got to be Marina.
Yeah, Marina definitely has to step up a lot. Like, we need Marina to be the player that we know that she can be. And I don't know what it is. Like I said it over on the mailbag episode. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Marina's dealing with like something nagging that we just don't know about, that they haven't. It's not worth putting on the injury report, because like she's just been so different as far as her aggression level the last couple of games. Like, I get it. Even she was aggressive early in the season. She was still missing some shots. So I'm not saying that's the biggest issue there, but it is noticeable for somebody who has been so aggressive over their career with attacking closeouts and attacking the teeth of the defense. We just haven't seen a whole hell of a lot of that the last 2 or 3 games. And it's a big question why.
Yeah. Like I said, like, if you really think about it, Kennedy had 15 the game before that, 25 in the game before that. Yeah. So I think she's not trying to get in the way. Like, she don't want to per se put the fire out, because she can't. It's been games, especially in past games, where like Courtney was having the game and she just come in jacking and it throws Courtney off. Like, I don't think she want to throw people off with it. She see Angels getting to the game and she don't want to throw that off. She sees the bigs getting busy down, especially especially in the last game. Really, the bigs was getting busy playmaking between each other alone. Even with
we saw Angel Reese take the ball up the court and run a play. I was like, I'm not against Angel Reese playing a little bit more point forward to kind of work on her on that aspect of her game, to be able to get a little bit more out of that. But we just haven't seen Teresa Weatherspoon really allow Angel Reese to not only bring the ball up the court, but to also be the one to initiate the offense. And I tell you what, when you don't have a lot of shooting to open up, especially like Kennedy Carter out on the perimeter to attack, I don't hate that idea of using that a little bit more. It's not going to be the offense. I know some Angel Reese fans are going to want to see that be the actual offense. That's not the offense yet. At some point in her career, maybe. But I do like going to that at certain times for sure.
Yeah, like, there's just certain times where, like, especially she did a lot of it last year. Like, there's just times where she get the rebound, she just go. I think she's going to get to a point where Teaspoon just be like, bro, you got to go. I trust you. Like, it's not going to be that all the time. Like, if we need to reset and they already back on defense, then give it to the point guard. But if you see there's a clear mismatch, go.
Yeah.
I think that's just a trust thing between the coach. So I think I feel like that was a small piece of it. Like, coaches like, go. I've seen you do it. You can do it. Go on there and do it. It's just you got to make the right decisions. It's all about making the right decisions. We seen when she made that ill-advised pass. I forget what team. I guess not the Liberty. Yeah, it was against the Liberty. He made that ill-advised pass towards the end, where it's like that was a bad decision. But like, we seen her when she makes under control. The game is slowing down. She's reading. She can make that pass. She's been doing this since high school. So yeah, it's just about reps, doing it at the right time, and gaining trust between her and her coach.
Yeah, and we said that coming into the season that Angel Reese, they're going to add more and more to Angel Reese's offensive responsibilities over the course of the season. It's going to happen over the course of her first season. I know what she's done in the past, and I understand why people are like, well, she's done it. Let her do it here. But again, the way that the Fever use Caitlin Clark, for example, is very different than what the Sky are doing with Angel Reese. The Fever are basically telling Caitlin Clark, go out there and be our offense. What Teresa Weatherspoon is doing with Angel Reese is saying, go out there and do what you do best to be part of our offense, but we're not running the offense through you. And I'm not saying one way is better or the other. This isn't to compare or whatever. It's just to identify that that's what Teresa Weatherspoon is doing so far with Angel Reese. I want to see more and more added to her. We're about to be 10 games into the season. Add something, right? You've seen what she's done. Yes, the layup, missing the layups and all that people critique her on, whatever. But she's about to be close to averaging a double-double. So, like, add to her, trust her, because we know that she can do it. And if she does make a mistake, there's going to be nobody harder on Angel Reese than Angel Reese when she makes a mistake.
Yeah, that's all about like she got to keep getting blocked till she realizes like that scoop ain't gonna work here. Like she gonna keep and a lot of the things about Angel that's right now just showing up, it's just bad habits. Like one thing I noticed is like she has a bad habit of especially with layups off one foot. She need to learn how to finish with both feet with 2 feet. That's just habits. Even with her shot, if you ever pay attention to her shot, she never had a normal stroke. It used to pop and her hand used to go wherever direction it used to go. Now if you see her shoot, it's a follow through. So like you can see it, they working with her and she working with her trainer. So she's showing that she putting the work in, because I'm telling you, most people don't even work on their shot no more. Her shot was ugly. Now it's starting to look more like a shot.
Yeah. Agree with that. Any last thoughts, Stevo, before we get up out of here, man?
Oh man, let's prepare for tough days at work. This is gonna be a tough game. I'm letting y'all know right now. If y'all don't know who Ryan Howard is, prepare yourself. If y'all know who Alicia Gray is, prepare yourself. Even Cheyenne Parker, she used to be on this team, I still want her back. Like they got some talent on this. Area Powell. Hey, it's gonna be a game for sure though.
Yeah, it's gonna be a game. This is gonna be a fun one.
It's gonna be. I didn't even peep. It's a storyline in this. This is it's the team that drafted Kennedy.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
Did not think about that. She might be on dirt.
We'll see. She
control your emotions. Nah,
exactly. She already been fired up. Let's hope that she does control those emotions. Let's get out there and get a dub. Yeah, let's hope this guy can get a dub in this one. This is going to be a hard-fought game. This is going to be a game where it's going to be frustrating, and they're going to be tested, especially now missing that veteran N.E. Will and what she brings to defense, pick and roll offense, things like that. But the Sky have the talent still. This is still it's going to be hard, but they're going to have to come in and compete. We're going to have to run an efficient offense. The defense is going to have to be A1. Let's go out there and try to get this dub, man.
Let's go. Let's get it.
But thank you guys for tuning in. C-Dub will be on the live call, so you guys can stay locked in with this channel during the game, and C-Dub is going to live call it. Make sure you guys are following the channel at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and or voicemail, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. We out here. Peace, y'all.